Imagine a Champions League where Real Madrid's right-back is an ex-Liverpool legend. Liverpool's attack features a German playmaker and a French hotshot, and Manchester City's goals are protected by an Italian World Cup winner. These aren't pipe dreams, they're the reality of summer 2025. European giants have splashed cash and stunned the football world with blockbuster moves. Today we break down the top transfers that could reshape the 2025 Champions League season. From the Santiago Bernabeu to Anfield, the storylines are already boiling over. Real Madrid's defensive rebuild. Real Madrid overhauled its defense this summer. Under new coach Xabi Alonso, ex-Real legend, the club targeted young talent and experience to shore up a leaky backline. The headline grabber was England's Trent Alexander-Arnold, who signed a 6-year deal to join Real Madrid from Liverpool. As a reigning European champion and two-time UEFA CL Team of the Season pick, Alexander-Arnold instantly becomes Madrid's star right-back. Alongside him came 20-year-old Dean Huijsen from Juventus, a centre-back described as the club's best centre-back, who adds much-needed stability and even creative passing from the back. Argentine youngster Franco Mastantuono also arrived to boost the right flank. In short, Real welcomed Dean Huijsen, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Franco Mastantuono, and Alvaro Carreras this summer, effectively rebuilding their depleted backline. These signings aim to stop the goals leaking in. Last season, Real conceded 83 in La Liga and give Alonso's side the defensive steel needed to challenge for another Champions League trophy. Manchester City's squad overhaul. Manchester City spent this summer on depth and youth, not just superstars. Keeper re-signing. City re-signed young English goalkeeper James Trafford from Burnley for a £27 million fee. Trafford, just 22, steps in to challenge veteran Ederson for the number 1 shirt, a move even Pep Guardiola admitted was forced by sudden competition. Goalkeepers aside, City's midfield has 2 major injections of skill. Nico Gonzalez arrived from Porto for about $60 million, and Tijani Reinders came from AC Milan, fee undisclosed. Both are versatile midfielders who can play deep or forward, giving City more options. Why does this matter for the Champions League? City already won domestic trebles, so Pep's men focused on planning for the future. A young keeper like Donnarumma could be the shot stopper for years, and lads like Reinders and Nico offer fresh legs in midfield battles. The only concern is integrating so many new faces, but City's depth means one injury won't derail their CL quest. With this mix of youth and experience, City aims to stay a step ahead of rivals in Europe, even if no single signing matched last summer's Haaland. If you're enjoying this deep dive into football's biggest transfers, hit subscribe and ring the bell for more in-depth analysis. Your support helps us bring the latest football stories right to you. Now, back to the biggest moves. Liverpool's attacking fireworks. Liverpool unloaded and reloaded in a flurry. On the outgoing side, star striker Darwin Núñez was sold to Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal for about $53 million, ending his 3-year Anfield spell. That left a hole up front, one Liverpool immediately refilled. The biggest splash was Florian Wirtz. The 22-year-old German prodigy joined from Bayer Leverkusen on June 20th, 2025. Wirtz had been one of Europe's most coveted mids, with 6 goals in 9 Champions League games last season, and now he brings that playmaking and finishing to Liverpool. Alongside Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, a 23-year-old French striker, arrived from Eintracht Frankfurt for around $80 million. Ekitike netted 15 goals in the Bundesliga in 2024-25 and will add a new dimension to Liverpool's attack. PSG and the youth revolution. Paris Saint-Germain didn't buy a superstar, unlike recent years. They rebuilt smartly. Last season's Champions League winners, PSG, under coach Luis Enrique, focused on youth. The marquee signing was Ilya Zabarny, a 22-year-old Ukrainian centre-back from Bournemouth for about $57 million. Zabarny is tall, quick and ready-made to slot into PSG's backline for years. In goal, PSG spent $34 million on Lucas Chevalier from Lille. Chevalier, 23, will compete for the starting spot as Gianluigi Donnarumma moves on to City. Why is this impactful? The Parisians have Champions League ambitions to defend. Upgrading the spine, defense and goalkeeper means PSG can build from the back and give Mbappé and Koas more protection. It's a gamble on development, but one that's paid off before. Think younger Neymar or Kimpembe era. If Zabarnyi shores up the defense and Chevalier impresses, PSG will feel very balanced. As one analysis put it, Zabarnyi is a signing for the future as much as the present. The big twist: PSG have fewer star names, but a clearer team structure. Their campaign may hinge on how quickly Enrique's youngsters adapt under pressure. If they do, PSG could repeat. But if not, the loss of veterans might show in Europe. Bayern Munich's forward planning. Bayern Munich cruised to another Bundesliga title in 2024-25, but Champions League glory still eludes them. This summer their activity was quieter, but potentially significant. The biggest rumor, not yet confirmed, is a full purchase of Nicolas Jackson, the tall Chelsea striker who starred on loan in Munich last season. Reports say Bayern agreed to a 5-year contract with Jackson should they trigger the 65 meters buy option. Aside from Jackson, Bayern's window was low-key. They kept most of their core intact: Kane, Musiala, Davies, etc. The strategy seems to be continue winning the league while preparing quietly for key changes. If Jackson does join, he provides an insurance policy up front. In the midfield, there weren't marquee signings reported. Bayern trust guys like Kimmich, Sabitzer, and younger talents, like the highly ranked Niklas Füllkrug up front. Surprise packages, Inter Milan and others. While the usual suspects made headlines, a couple under-the-radar moves could also shake up UCL dynamics. Inter Milan didn't splash for a Galactico, but they did add young talent after reaching the Champions League final last year. They signed teenage midfielder Petar Sucic from Dinamo Zagreb and Brazilian winger Luis Henrique. Plus, ex-Roma fullback Nikola Zalewski's loan was made permanent. Crucially, they brought in Ange-Joan Boni, a 19-year-old French striker, for about 23 million. Boni will hope to fill the gap after Romelu Lukaku's departure. Other Champions League clubs quietly added pieces too. For example, Chelsea, not in CL this year, and Barcelona, returning to CL, aren't our focus, but their targets could alter matchups if they qualify. The main point is, while Real, City, Liverpool et al. Grabbed the spotlight, don't sleep on smaller moves. History is full of modest signings, or returning loanees, making a giant impact in Europe. With these blockbuster transfers in mind, one question remains: who will benefit the most? Will Real's rebuilt defense make them impregnable in Europe? Will Liverpool's new front three terrorize every backline they face? Or could Manchester City's depth keep Pep's machine humming at full power? And remember, money can't buy instant chemistry. Perhaps the biggest twist is that the best signing won't be the flashiest name, but the one who fits perfectly into his new team. One surprising thing about football is how often the unexpected happens. Maybe a mid-table club's new signing steals the show, or a long-term youth signing of a big club breaks out. As the group stages kick off, fans will speculate endlessly. The only sure thing is this: the 2025 Champions League will feel different, for better or worse, because of these moves. In the end, trophies are won on the pitch, not the paper. But these summer transfers have set the stage, and whatever happens, we'll remember them as the turning points that shaped this season's story.